The neuroscience of writing. In our modern era of technology, people are writing less and less. Letters are now being replaced with text messages, and some children even learn to type before they write. Despite this shift, writing by hand remains essential because it engages more areas of the brain, strengthens memory and creativity through neuroplasticity, supports both mental and physical therapy, and plays a crucial role in children's and teens' cognitive development. A great place to start is by exploring the parts of the brain used when we write. Most of the brain is utilized when we write, but I would like to focus on 4 key areas. These 4 parts are the frontal lobe, which handles planning and movement, the parietal lobe, which translates languages, the caudate nucleus, which controls habits, and the reticular activating system, which I will be referring to as the RAS, which is the memory part of the brain. The RAS is activated by the pencil to paper feeling. It is one of the first things that starts to show development when we begin to write because it is also the part of the brain that builds muscle memory. Another key aspect to understand is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's way of making new neural connections. It builds over time, making writing easier. It also builds up muscle memory. A prime example of neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewrite itself after an injury. The massive difference between beginner writers and professional writers is the way they think when they write. In a recent study, experienced writers and beginner writers had electrodes stuck on their heads, and they had to write a short story. The results showed that the professional writers had more activity in language areas, specifically Broca's and Wernicke's areas, while beginners were more focused on trying to picture the story. The stories seemed to come naturally to the professionals because they had higher levels of neuroplasticity than the beginners. Typing is becoming more dominant than writing every day, but writing is better in so many ways. A study by Professors Van der Meer and Van de Wiel shows that putting pen to paper instead of typing reduces redundancy, increases creativity, escalates recall, improves spelling accuracy, boosts brain activity, and more. Children who also learn to type before they write have trouble telling apart letters. You are using more senses in writing, and that pencil to paper feeling has more reinforcement than typing. The RAS is also more active when writing, making it a better tool than typing. I mentioned the RAS earlier, and this part of the brain is important enough to be mentioned again. When you take notes, another thing your RAS does is say, hey, this is important because they're writing it down, and it needs to be remembered. This part of the brain is probably the most important in writing. Writing is also one of the most powerful therapeutic tools out there. When we write, it reduces activity in the amygdala, our brain's area that produces stress, and a similar part of the brain to the RAS called the DMN, default mode network, is activated. The DMN facilitates self-reflection, allowing our minds to wander. Writing provides a safe place to store your private emotions with a better overall outcome than keeping them inside. Overall, writing helps us process thoughts, recall past events, lower stress, and clear our minds. Writing isn't just used in mental therapy, it's also used in physical therapy. Patients with weak hands can trace letters, people with poor handwriting can connect dots, and those having trouble remembering words can copy and rewrite them. Writing can be a truly powerful tool. Learning to write at a young age is one of the most important things in education. Writing, as I have said earlier, helps reinforce things that you have taken notes of. Kids who write can discern letters better than those who don't, and they can be more grammatically correct. Writing in your teen years is also important. Teens often experience unique problems, and writing these things that are hard to explain can help them. Keeping a journal and writing about what you want to do as you grow older can also help teens have a successful career in life. There are 2 main types of writing, creative and academic. These 2 types are the most common. While being assigned to write something might be annoying compared for a free-for-all, both have their positive aspects to help the brain grow. While creative writing boosts imagination, language skill, problem solving, flexibility, and handles emotions, academic writing boosts logic, analysis, planning, memory, and critical thinking. In the end, these types of writing are equally important. Typing has become more popular as writing has begun to fade over the years. Writing, however, uses more of your brain, builds neuroplasticity, reduces redundancy, increases recall, and so much more, making it better in so many ways. Writing is also one of the most powerful tools that therapists use because it reduces amygdala activity and is a safe place to store thoughts. I think that writing is a powerful tool to strengthen your mind and creativity, and once you pick up a pen, your possibilities are limitless.